Well, thank you, everyone. And I want to begin by, first of all, welcoming everyone to the room. I want to thank Prime Minister Carney for providing us this offer, not only of a First Minister's meeting, but for providing the offer for us to host it here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Alongside our Prime Minister, I want to also thank, I see Minister Freeland, Minister LeBlanc. I have not seen his seat. Hey, Dom. Good to see you, my friend. And Minister Hodgson as well is here. Thank you very much for joining us. And I want to welcome all of my colleagues, premiers around the table. Some new faces around the table for us, but many of them, and in particular Doug and Francois, we've been sitting around the table for a long time. Some of our constituents might say far too long, but I would disagree with them. But thank you and welcome everyone here today. Just a quick note, and I think Wab and increasingly Danielle would share our concerns, and everyone would provide our best wishes and our thoughts with the firefighters and all of those that are defending their communities throughout the northern Prairie provinces right now. And I think what is happening with respect to how we are sharing resources across this nation, how we are sharing wildfire resources, whether it be the tankers that we have, the firefighters that we have, the military has come in and evacuated a couple of communities that were cut off. How everyone has come together, whether it be tankers coming from Quebec, resources from Nova Scotia, British Columbia, the Northwest Territories has provided resources, and a couple of years ago it was the tables were turned where the challenge was very much in the territories. Yukon, New Brunswick, as well as Alaska, Oregon, and Arizona are providing resources into Western Canada as well, which I think speaks to a broader relationship that we're all collectively working on as well. Many others around this table are consistently reaching out to the three of us to offer resources, and for that we're very grateful. And I think when we look back over the last 5 years or so, we have been able to provide those resources to other jurisdictions, and it's that ability for us to really be more than a sum of our parts in Canada that is the approach that I would hope each of us takes to these meetings here today. The Prime Minister has set out goals for us as Canadians to collaboratively work on, for us to have the strongest economy in the G7 nation, for us as Canadians and as a country of Canada to become a global energy superpower. And I think when we look at the collaboration in which we come together to protect our communities, our homes, and our families across this nation, year in, year out, if we approach this conversation today and for the weeks and months and years ahead, in building towards those goals of strengthening that economy so it is leading the G7, strengthening our opportunity and providing an opportunity for us as Canadians to become a global energy superpower. Canadians will be well served by the work that we collectively are doing here today. And so to my premiers, 13, myself and 12 others, that collectively do represent all Canadians, and to our Prime Minister and our federal ministers that are here, I welcome you. I thank you for bringing this meeting together here today, Prime Minister. I think it is truly an opportunity that lies at the feet of not only the federal government, but each of us as subnational leaders to unite this nation and to really seize the opportunity that I see before us as Canadians. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Premier. I said this last night. I'm going to make a habit of it. I'd like to just follow you all the time in making remarks, because I just want to reinforce everything the Premier just said. It's absolutely correct. And
I might have to form a new party.
Yes, that's true. There maybe not every single time, but on issues of nation building and cooperation, without question. Thank you for the great Saskatchewan hospitality on very short notice. It was really only a month ago that we spoke and struck the date for this meeting, and under challenging circumstances. And just reiterate the Northern Prairie provinces, the challenges of the wildfires that are raging, and the cooperation that we're seeing across the provinces, across Canada. Volunteers, the Canadian Armed Forces, help from some of the Americans as well. 30,000 evacuees, and bravery and charity, the best of Canada being shown. 40 years ago was the last time there was a First Minister meeting in the province of Saskatchewan. It was in Regina then. Prime Minister Mulroney had convened it. One of the conclusions of the meeting was that they should meet again. always a little suspect, and here we are. The conclusion was the First Ministers should meet on an annual basis. Certainly more than exceeded that. And I think it's a testament that both for First Ministers, but very importantly, supplemented, if not superseded, by the Council of the Federation and your leadership, Doug, bringing together the provinces to help build this country. Back in 1985, it was the run-up to what would then be the free trade agreement with the United States, and a long process of integration that brought great prosperity to both our nations, culminating in the best trade deal ever, as someone once called it. Some call it USMCA, we call it CUSMA. But that situation, as we all know, has changed. We're in the process of redefining our relationship with the United States. That's ongoing. Mr. LeBlanc and others leading those discussions, but working very much in partnership around this table in terms of our priorities and how we're defining it. But also taking matters very much into our own hands, parce que nous sommes maîtres chez nous. Nous pouvons contrôler notre destin économique, notre destin de sécurité. And that's what this meeting is about. Building a stronger Canadian economy, building one Canadian economy, and I really want to salute the leadership around this table. I can't keep up with the flurry of announcements of free trade agreements between provinces and across the country. The federal government will do its part, tabling legislation very shortly to eliminate federal barriers to interprovincial movement of goods and people, and also to put in place an ability to advance projects of national interest. And again, we have seen the leadership around this table of developing truly nation-building projects. And this is just the start. This is just the start. And it's what Canadians expect and what they deserve. En mars, à notre première rencontre, nous avons décidé d'unir nos forces pour bâtir un Canada fort, répondre à la menace posée par les tarifs américains illégaux et injustifiés, et accélérer la réalisation de grands projets et abattre des barrières qui freinent le commerce et la mobilité de la main-d'œuvre au pays. Now, the coming weeks and months will be critical, really, to turn the momentum that's been created by you around this table, that the federal government is looking to add to translate that momentum, those ideas into action. But I'm very confident with the experience, the expertise, the goodwill, and the support of Canadians that we will do just that, including through the leadership of the Council of the Federation. And with that, I will turn to Premier Ford.
That's great. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Prime Minister, for bringing us all together. And I want to thank you, Scott, for hosting us. What a great host. We've had great discussions since last night, and we'll have further discussions how we can be more resilient country and coming together. I always say united we stand, divided we fall. We're going to have great discussions. I know Canadians want hope, they want prosperity, they want opportunity, and I feel if everyone cooperates and collaborates, we're going to make that happen. We'll make it happen, as you were saying, Scott. You know, we will be a superpower when it comes to energy of all forms, and that's our goal today, to make sure that we have large national infrastructure projects that will benefit every Canadian from coast to coast to coast. And again, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. I look forward to having you in July over to Ontario, and get a couple cigars ready, Dom, because you took off from us last night. But we look forward to hosting you there, and thank you everyone for joining us.